Are going camping for an overnight. I'm ready. I'm packed. Grant got here a little bit before I did, so he's up the trail a little bit. I got this Frost River packed about as far as I'm willing to take it. It's probably got about, I don't know, 45 pounds in it. It's just a guess. I mean, could be a little more, could be a little less, but this is the first overnight of the season. I'm excited. Hope everybody else gets out and enjoys himself. I'll bring you back in a little bit. Pretty soon I'll be out of this and I'll start bushwhacking. Trying not to sweat. It's snowing right now and the temperatures tonight are going to be freezing, so I don't want to be cold all night. I'm trying out a new shelter. It's a form of what Morris calls the super shelter. I have no experience with it, so I'm going into the bush with an unproven shelter. I know it's not that wise to do that, and I should have tried it out first, but if that doesn't work, there is already a shelter built. Tonight we're going to be relying on fire to keep us warm, and I'm excited. I'm a little nervous though. Not because I'm camping in the wintertime, but because I'm camping in an unproven shelter. I'm still pretty confident that it's going to be successful, so I've talked a lot to Larry Roberts, who has used his similar setup. I'm not going to set it up in the same exact configuration. You guys will see that in just a little bit when I get to camp. I'll set it up, and hopefully it goes off without a hitch. Off the road. Now the bushwhacking begins. And this is what I'm working with. See how far you sink in the ground there? Everywhere you step, you never know what you're stepping into. There's sticks and stumps and trees that have fallen over and gotten consumed by the rest of the forest. So it makes it for a pretty difficult walk. Every once in a while I stop, look, and listen. not that many vines or blackberry bushes in this part of the forest here. Doesn't get that much sunshine. A lot of reindeer moss blanketing the ground, consuming all the dead trees and roots from the dead trees. You can see it down here. Got my Genesis. Figured it was time to take LT out. We got a lot of hemlock and fir, maple, and cedar. We have a couple of alders in here, but not very many. You can see all the little bumps on the tree here, going all the way down. That is balsam fir. And that's good to start a fire, heal a cut. So there's no trail in here, and I feel like I kind of get lost every time I come in here trying to find this place, because it's way back. And Grant went ahead of me because I didn't want to sweat, and there's some hills I got to climb to get in here, and his pack weight was heavier than what he liked, and he had to get the weight off his shoulders. So he went on ahead of me, and I slowed down. I probably took a little 5-minute break at the top of that hill, just because I had already started to sweat and I didn't want to. So if you want to see what I'm dealing with here, this is what I've got going on. Every which way you look. I got old stumps. Looks like someone probably took that down maybe 40 or 50 years ago, judging by the size of these logs here. Maybe even longer. Who knows? Look at that cedar stump over there. It's huge. There's a couple of stumps. So this area had been logged before, but it's been a long time. I mean, this guy here, he's pretty good size. Maybe oh jeez, I just sunk in like a foot. He's about 10-12 inches on that one there. I got a little fungus there. So here we go. Looks like a birch. See how the bark is peeling up? And for some reason I find them a lot like this in this state, where they're already on the ground and started to rot. I mean, so I can push on that and break it. So pretty punky, but I don't find them standing very much. Check this out. This is kind of cool. Look at that. All these little shell funguses just chilling out, collecting rain. Kind of cool. This guy here, just like a little ball. There's another one. See, and this one's dead. Watch this. Boom. Didn't see that one coming, did you? Look how rotted that is. Even the dead standing are rotted. Alright. I need to stop screwing around. Gotta continue. See, even these lower branches. That is rotten. Okay, where do I gotta go? I'm not even sure. I think it's this way. Looks like this right here is a game trail. I looked for a sign when I came up here, but see, here's another one, rotten and dead, laying on the ground. I think I was talking to the camera too much and I ended up getting a little lost here. But all these broken sticks. See, this right here is all disturbed. Looks like someone stepped on that and broke it. So I think I'm going the right way. There's sign all through here. See, this right here, right there. It looks like a footprint. So we have what looks like right here. Looks like trail, almost, but could be game trail. Small depressions. So maybe I'm following the wrong trail. Who knows? I will, I'll bring you back in a little bit. Oh, what do I see here? That. I don't know if you can see it. That right there looks man-made. It has straight corners on it. So maybe that's what I'm looking for. I'll bring you back. So, walking through here, and I step in that. Yeah. Talk about mechanical injury. All the way out here. That would not be good. Be laying there for a while. Oh, you hear that? Airplane. Alright, I'm gonna stop messing around. Oh, look who I got here. Oh my gosh. See that? Just sunk way in there. Ooh. Big man almost went down. Well, aren't you a sight for sore eyes?
You stopped to press up, didn't you?
No, I stopped because I started sweating, and I didn't want to sweat, especially if it's going to freeze tonight. It's already, temperature was 32 when I got here, and it's still about 33, 32, something like that.
Have you got a
Because it's snowing right now.
Have you got any type of like I've got a little like thermometer thing on?
Yeah, I got a
whistle.
thermometer. Yeah.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah.
Because that's what I want to see, what the outside temperature's going to be.
It's on the outside of my backpack. All right, just a quick tarp setup. I didn't do anything fancy. I just set up this Basha tarp just to give us a place to sit out of the snow and the rain. been snowing the whole time since we got here. I just put some sticks in here and friction. I'm holding these up by friction. Pretty simple. That's a trucker's hitch with a couple of pressic knots, I believe. I think. I don't know. They look pretty sloppy. But whatever, it works. So I have that corner going out to the tree, that corner going out, and I just didn't tie that one down. I'm not really worried about that. The seating area is right here, basically. So hopefully the fire will be far enough away from the tarp, and we'll be okay here. I got these. There's Grant's pack. 3-day assault. There's the solar lanterns. So I bring all kinds of different types of rope here. I got bank line. I've got this jute twine, paracord, and then another thing of paracord in here. So I keep it in that. This is a hidden woodsman pouch. This is my food bag. Yeah, I wanted variety, so I brought quite a bit of food. There's actually a can of roast beef in there and 2 MREs that are manufactured back in 2011. Oh, here we go. Is this going to be America's Funniest Home Videos here? He's got a tree he's trying to take down here. And he's shaking it like a bear. There's the stump. Sorry for the shaky camera work here. There's the another hidden woodsman pouch. I think this is the medic pouch or something like that. This is a prototype. It's actually upside down. But that's a cool pouch. I really enjoy that. Sorry about the finger. This is my Frost River Isle Royale Jr. And that's my shelter. It's going to be 2 reflective tarps and a Ranger roll, which is the tarp blanket, or I'm sorry, the poncho liner, and 2 reflective tarps with a plastic sheet over the front. I'm going to try to set it up over here where that indention is. Here we go. It's pushing on it. I'm filming you just in case something funny happens. I don't want to be blamed. So it's snowing, and you can see the sun just broke out through these clouds here. And there's a little bit of shine on the trees. But the snowflakes are still falling, so I don't know if you can see those or not. They're really, really faint. Really small. Oh, look out. Avoided a catastrophe there. That was close, buddy. So, he's wrangling up some firewood. I gotta get my shelter built. I just hung up the tarp. That's basically it for right now. I'll bring you back. Well, we got up here. Found out the wood's still a little wet. But we got things set up. There's the table, hammock chair. I got the Basha tarp. I set up the shelter here. So this is about experimentation here, and I try to seal up all the holes you can see on the side. But I left this pole here from Grant's shelter to keep it out in case the wind blows. So I got in there, I sat in there, I could feel heat. You can see I just did the lean-to this time. I'll end up pulling that bottom part in. But I did a lean-to this time because the other configuration that I've been playing with didn't work out for this terrain. I'm kind of in a sinkhole. So if it really starts pouring down rain, then I might wake up in a puddle. I don't know. But it's supposed to freeze tonight, and it's supposed to get more snow.
We're at about 35 degrees now.
Yeah. My thermometer said it was 40, but so there's Grant's. He's got his emergency shelter set up there. He put up some reflective tarps in there. And
Mover's blanket.
yeah, mover's blanket, like a really big monkey. He's got his stuff set up. We got more firewood under the blue tarp there. And now we're just kind of relaxing a little bit.
We've been chopping wood all day, man.
Yeah. Well, we can always start cooking dinner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I got all my crap all sprawled out against around the top of his tarp. So yeah, this is it.
Gonna be an interesting evening.
Today I brought the LT Wright Genesis. And my top striker, of course. Oh, that one's a little tight there. So the same setup as I always have, or I've been using for a little while now. And we're trying to dry some of these logs out here. Oh, that feels good. This is nice.
Man, if we could just keep this running all night.
Yep. So we found a bunch of standing dead maples, and so we got some good hardwood to burn tonight. Unfortunately, because of the rain and the snow and the season, it's not all premium wood. So we got some punky stuff too. You can see, I mean, if you look around, there's a leaning one there. Probably didn't want to come down yet, but I mean, there's quite a bit of standing dead wood. This table went up really easy. So I got these wires from, it's like a big spool of wire with a rubber coating around it from Walmart. And I think it's like 50 feet. So I just cut off about maybe 10 or 12 inches on each side. And I was able to just wrap it around, and this table, it's solid. I mean, it's not going anywhere. I can put whatever I want on it. So that's really working out like I hoped it would. I'm really enjoying using this thing because it's nice to get your crap up off the ground. See, I've been using that over there. And everything just kind of gets pulled out of your pack and spread out all over the place. And then you end up having to put it back in your pack. So this is going to help with that, especially with food and everything else. And I hear what sounds like either snow or rain. Oh, that's snow.
Is that snow?
That's snow. So it's snowing on us right now.
Bring that on.
Got kind of a runny nose here. Hope everybody's enjoying their weekend. And I'll let you all know how this turns out. Got the pot on to boil. Grant is eating some crazy dish. It's beans and weenies and one of his Knorr rice steels. I don't even know what you call that. There you go. Out of his little Stanley pot, I got Shin Ramyun noodle soup. That's a spicy hot one, gourmet spicy, and a can of roast beef that I'm going to add to that, just to get more protein into it, and some Vias and cream. So it started snowing a little bit more, and yeah, it's not bad. Not bad at all. It's just beautiful up here. We got Grant double tarped his original tarp that he had. Isn't this your emergency shelter? Because you have these sides taped on it.
Yeah, that's my...
This is the one you put on your pack, right? So I had about maybe 45 pounds, I think, of weight in mine, and it rode really good, really good. I didn't have any problems. My back's not hurt, my shoulders weren't hurt, and I think it was actually the right amount of weight. Of course, we're talking emergency shelter here. We're not talking shelter, sleeping bag, and that kind of setup. I'm only using what I take with me. So I have a tarp, you know, a hammock chair. I mean, some of this stuff is unnecessary. That table, hammock chair, and but I always pack this emergency shelter, and it's time to use it. Make sure that it's going to work, because I don't want to take it if it's not going to work for me. But you know what I don't hear? I don't hear cars. I don't hear people. Look at the size of that stump there. That's pretty cool. This is our forest here. It's got carpet. Well, here's dinner. I forgot to pour out a cup of coffee, but I guess I got a ton of soup. This is the 12 cm pot, and it's filled to the brim. So I got a can of roast beef in there and those spicy noodles. So I'm going to go ahead and enjoy dinner, and we're going to go down and wash our pots here after this. Got the fire going. Grant's all cozy over there. You can see all that, the shimmering light there. That's his fancy Mylar blanket ceiling. There's mine here. It's not too bad. We'll see. It says freezing, but it doesn't feel like it's freezing right now. Of course, that could be just because I'm close to the fire. Coffee and dinner's done. Got more wood here. Got more wood over there. We're ready. It's about, what time is it? 7:30. I got my down jacket on. This thing is so ugly. But, well, I'm in this shelter, and I'm hot. I'm roasting hot. I'm about to start taking off layers. I didn't think it was going to be this hot. I thought for sure, because I have little areas, it seemed like it was burning a hole in my tarp.
But so I even have my oh, that's a bright light. I'm even using my down blanket as a pillow. Just because I don't need it. So I use the Ranger roll. So I have my, oh, you can hear the snow. The whoopee and the poncho, and then I wrapped this over me like a blanket. And man, I am roasting hot. And it's keeping the snow out. Luckily for me, the prevailing wind, it seems, is blowing towards me. Well, the shelter's keeping out the smoke, but it's also blowing all the heat on me. I don't know if that's something anybody else would know anything about, but usually you set up your shelter on the side of the fire with the wind blowing across. But here we have the wind is blowing this plastic up against me here. You see I got a little hole right there I used for my glove for my phone. But it's blowing the plastic up against me, and it's really nice. I don't have any ground convection problems. I kind of did a half-ass job on that. But as far as feeling cold ground, I don't feel it. So I'll let you know how it goes in the morning, and if we can maintain this fire all night. You know, you always kind of hope that you get enough firewood. And of course, we were in that same boat because a lot of the wood was punky wet. So hopefully this works out, and I'll let you know tomorrow. Fire just about went out, and it's snowing still. I don't know if you can see that or not, but the ground's white. You can see it over there, kind of. Starting to turn white. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it's starting to stick a bit now.
So,
It's supposed to be tan.
but I've been staying warm in the shelter. Of course, it's nighttime, you know, you start hearing noises, and that's what got me up. I started asking Grant if that was him moving around. I think he had a mouse running through his shelter, and I had something, felt like something push against mine. Of course, it was probably just my imagination, but you know how it goes. So, we're up, stir up the fire, get it going again, and sit under the tarp, heat up some coffee, and then try to get back to sleep, get some more sleep, see how that turns out. Here we go. We got snow. Still a little wet, but it's been snowing for a couple hours now. You can see it all over the ground. I just want to point out, it's what is it, 2? Had to get up and stir the fire. So it looks like the condensation from inside the shelter is kicking up to the ridge line, and because my shelter, it's bowed down in the middle there, down in the middle. It's rising up, hitting the back of the plastic, and then coming down the back of the shelter. So I thought that was pretty neat. because I'm not getting any condensation on the inside, on the front sheet or on the back of the shelter. So just wanted to, it's been snowing ever since. Just wanted to share that with everybody if you're interested. Starting to get a good amount of snow on the ground here. Everywhere. I got everything hung up here on the tripod chair. This Basha tarp's doing awesome. A little bit of water here, not too much though. But it's holding up. There's no moisture on the inside. It's doing good. I had to hang this stuff. It wasn't the tarp shelter is so tight of a space that I can't fit all this stuff in there. Look at that wax canvas beading up. I'm gonna have to dry all this stuff out when I get home. That's gonna be fun. Alright, see you in the morning. I woke up 4 o'clock in the morning. It was cold. Fire went out. So I got out here. I started putting some wood on the fire out of our stash. There is a significant amount of snow on the ground. And I sat down and I started talking to Grant. There's the snow. Kind of hard to see. But sat down and started talking to Grant, and we heard wood knocking. Now, I don't believe in Bigfoot. In all my experience in the outdoors, I've never heard it before, and I've never been kind of weirded out like that before, so that's something new.
Yeah, we're in the middle of nowhere, there's nobody out there messing with us.
There is nobody around. In fact, the location that it came from is further deeper into the woods and is in quite difficult terrain to reach. There's no roads, there's no trails, and it's just it was strange. That's all I can say. I've never heard it before. But that was very distinct, and it was very close. I mean, it could have happened on the other side of the valley, but still, even then, the other side of the valley is very close. So, that's all I can say. I know Grant got a little weirded out. Yep.
We sound like a bad TV show. Did you hear that?
Now that wasn't wood knocking though, but it came from the same area that the other thing came from. Yeah, get that out. This could end up like a Blair Witch Project where we're running through the woods with our cameras on.
I'll be right behind you.
That was trippy. No, nothing all night. 4 o'clock in the morning. wood knocking. My battery's about to die. We made it. It's the next morning. It is 8:30. Grant's already packed up. He's done. And shelter did good. I was able to get a considerable amount of sleep after that. After we heard that knocking noise. And still kind of blown away by that. I've never had that happen before. So, but I was so tired I was able to go back to sleep. You know, we sat here listening to noises for a while after that, you know, tree limbs breaking and things happening off into the distance, but I was still able to get some sleep after that. So we have a little bit of wood left, and we started putting on logs, wet logs, and a little bit of dry wood on top, and it ended up being okay. The shelter stayed warm, although my feet did not. My feet were frozen. So I have, my wife made me take hand warmers, so I put hand warmers on the top of my foot, and my toes are fine now. I'm gonna eat breakfast here, and then I'm gonna pack up. We got Starbucks and biscuits and gravy from Mountain House. I've never tried that before. I've had it for a long time. I just never ate it. And I ended up putting all my stuff up here on the back of the tripod, and that seemed to work out just fine. It kept my backpack off the wet ground because that shelter is just too small. You can see we got a considerable amount of snow. Looks like maybe an inch. I don't know, an inch and a half, maybe 2. And I stayed nice and dry and warm in that thing. I did break out my down blanket, and that helped out a lot, because after crawling in and out of it a couple of times, the only thing that sucked was crawling in and out of it a couple of times to put wood on the fire, because I got cold. So decided to come out here and sit next to the fire. But after crawling in and out of it a couple of times, it was really difficult to get back in that Ranger roll and make it work the way that I had set it up. So, as a bare minimum, and as a kit that I can put on the bottom of my bag and know that it's going to work, I'm going to continue to use this because it does work. So, we really had a good time last night. Everything's a little wet. Like I said, woke up a couple of times freezing cold, and I've been trying to stay under this tarp because all the snow is falling off the trees, and when it falls off the trees, man, it's not just a little, I don't know if you can hear it hitting the tarp, but it's not just a little bit, it's quite a bit. So last night was a great experience. I had a really good time. Grant's pretty okay too. And yeah, we're gonna pack up and walk out of here. It's pretty dangerous walking out in these kinds of conditions because you already don't know where you're stepping, and now that there's snow covering over it, it's going to be even worse. Slippery roots, slippery down trees, as well as you know, snow on the ground and your foot sinking in. So I don't know if you saw the video coming in, but there was no snow, and you can see my tarp is sagging, but it's because there's so much snow and ice on it. it's like it's a slush, because it's not freezing right now. I think it's like 33, maybe 34, and so it's close enough to the fire that it's causing it to melt, or my tarp is hot enough for the snow to turn into water, basically. But it's not leaking. I really enjoyed this tarp, and yeah, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I really appreciate you watching. I appreciate your likes, comments, views, and subscriptions. Enjoy the outdoors, everybody. It snowed a lot more than we thought it had. If you, looks like about 3 or 4 inches almost. Another handy tip: if you take your son to the eye doctor, make sure you get the free shades. Ha! They were in my pocket. Awesome.